So I've been dropping my kids off at school recently, and we pull up in my minivan and I load my kids out and they have their backpacks on and they have their masks on. And it's just, to be frank, been a little weird, right? We go and we drop them off and I still hold the hand of my girls who still think it's cool to hold dad's hand. My boy feels like he's getting too old, and all this just feels so normal and so different all at the same time. It has me thinking so much about all the things that are restarting and all the rhythms that we're starting up again. And it makes me wonder, what is this year going to look like? A year ago, we certainly didn't picture we'd be here. 6 months ago, we didn't really picture we'd be here. And yet this is where we are. And when we talk about the rhythms and structures and our hopes and dreams for what this next year will be, I think a lot of us just don't know. Because we don't know what'll come, we don't know what the future will be. And we just hope, because I hear this, is that we just hope that things will be better. The reality, though, that we all kind of know is that hope is not a strategy. Hope is not going to just magically get us to where we want it to be, and we can hope for the best, but we also need a plan and a process to try to get to where we want to go. And this year, if we're honest and frank, it's not going to be this big, amazing year where we're rolling out everything because there's a global pandemic. It's a rebuilding year. It feels like the year after you graduate a big team from a high school sports league. And the next year, you know that you're going to rebuild and refocus and come out strong and ready for years to come, even if this year isn't the whiz-bang year where you're going to win all the medals and the trophies. And it feels like for me and for us as a community, we're in the middle of a rebuilding year. The world shifted in the middle of March. It just did. We can mourn it and we can grieve it, but the world changed within the span of a couple of days, and it affected you and me and all of us together. And it's an invitation for us then to have a plan that is better than simply hoping. What structures do we need? What systems do we need? What rhythms and patterns do we need? Do we need relationships or content or quiet? What things do you and I need to do so that this year is a good rebuilding year where we come out stronger and not weakened, but we come out vibrant and alive? And if you don't know where to start with that, that feels fair. I think we can look to Jesus, and if we look at what Jesus did, Jesus intentionally spent time with the Father. And if you don't know where to begin, we could do a lot worse than trying to copy and emulate what he does through spending time in Scripture or prayer or silence or contemplation, and finding out who we are as God's beloved children, as sons and daughters whom he loves and with whom he is well pleased. So as we wrestle with this all, friends, grace and peace to you this day and this week.